At the age of 50, time and energy are no longer the seemingly infinite resources they once appeared to be. They become precious assets, requiring careful consideration and deliberate management. Every moment takes on a new significance, as the realization dawns that each day presents an irreplaceable opportunity to focus on what truly matters. One of the most transformative decisions you can make during this stage of life is to reevaluate how you spend your time and who you spend it with. Avoiding unnecessary social interactions isn't about isolation or rejection. It's about creating space for emotional and mental well-being. This choice allows you to preserve your energy, prioritize meaningful connections, and concentrate on personal growth. The transition into this stage of life often brings with it a shift in perspective. The realization of time's finite nature encourages a more intentional way of living, one that prioritizes quality over quantity, depth over breadth, and fulfillment over obligation. It's not about withdrawing from others entirely, but about establishing boundaries and focusing on what aligns with your values and goals. This video delves into the reasons why avoiding unnecessary interactions and embracing solitude can lead to a healthier, more fulfilling life after 50. It will explore the importance of breaking free from the illusion of endless time, prioritizing meaningful relationships, and the power of saying no without guilt. Moreover, it highlights how solitude and intentional living can provide clarity, creativity, and a renewed sense of purpose. By making thoughtful decisions about how to spend your time and with whom, you can foster deeper connections, greater peace, and a life that reflects your truest self. The journey begins with recognizing that time is finite and choosing to invest it wisely. 1. The misconception of endless time. In youth, time feels infinite. Days stretch endlessly, and the future seems like an unwritten canvas waiting to be filled. This belief in unlimited time leads us to delay dreams, push aside passions, and say yes to obligations that don't align with our true desires. We assume there will always be another opportunity, another chance to live life as we truly want. As the years go by, this illusion starts to crumble. The losses of loved ones, the transitions in life stages, and the missed opportunities serve as poignant reminders that time is neither infinite nor guaranteed. The fragility of life becomes more apparent, and what once felt abundant now feels fleeting. Realizing the finite nature of time can be both sobering and transformative. It forces a shift in mindset, urging us to reassess our priorities and live more intentionally. No longer can we afford to let days slip by aimlessly or invest energy in obligations that don't align with our deepest values. This new awareness turns each moment into an opportunity. Every decision and every action carries greater weight, encouraging us to focus on what truly matters. Living with intention not only helps avoid future regret, but also creates a richer, more fulfilling present. For instance, consider the person who always wanted to travel the world but kept delaying, believing there would always be time. When health issues or other barriers emerge later in life, they realize the opportunity has passed. Or the individual who spent decades working tirelessly, only to regret not investing more in relationships or personal passions. These moments of realization, while painful, are invaluable for driving meaningful change. A professional postpones taking piano lessons, a lifelong dream, assuming they'll have time later, only to find their hands less nimble as the years go by. Someone continuously says yes to trivial social obligations, neglecting meaningful time with loved ones, and later regrets the relationships that were not nurtured. Reflect on current time use. Take stock of how you currently spend your time. Are your daily activities aligned with your values and long-term goals? Reflect on areas where you may be wasting time or investing in obligations that don't bring value to your life. Evaluate and prioritize commitments. Assess your commitments and ask, does this align with what truly matters to me? Begin saying no to tasks and invitations that drain your energy or detract from meaningful pursuits. Focus on what truly matters. Identify your core values and passions. Dedicate time and energy to activities and relationships that reflect those priorities. Whether it's nurturing family connections, pursuing a hobby, or volunteering for a cause you care about, invest your time where it counts. Practice mindfulness. Embrace mindfulness to fully experience the present moment. Whether it's savoring a morning cup of coffee, enjoying a walk in nature, or spending quality time with a loved one. Learn to appreciate the small joys of everyday life. Recognizing the impermanence of each moment can deepen your appreciation and bring clarity to your choices. Set personal goals. Revisit dreams and passions you may have set aside. Whether it's learning a new skill, traveling to a destination, or writing that novel, start working toward them today. Break larger goals into manageable steps and celebrate progress along the way. Breaking free from the misconception of endless time is a gift of aging. It allows us to approach life with renewed intention and clarity, making deliberate choices about how we spend our days. By reflecting on our priorities and embracing mindfulness, we can avoid regret and create a life that feels truly meaningful. Time may be finite, but when spent wisely, it can lead to infinite fulfillment. 2. Shifting priorities. As we age, a profound realization emerges. Every yes to unnecessary commitments often comes at the expense of our well-being. This truth becomes clearer with time, as the finite nature of our energy and resources demands that we reassess how we allocate them. Society has long glorified busyness, equating packed schedules with success and productivity. In our younger years, it's easy to fall into this trap, saying yes to every opportunity, invitation, and task in an effort to meet societal expectations. However, this lifestyle often leads to burnout and leaves little room for the pursuits and relationships that truly matter. Aging presents an opportunity to shift this mindset. With the wisdom that comes from experience, we begin to see the value in prioritizing joy, fulfillment, and alignment with our personal values. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what matters most. Reevaluating priorities fosters a greater sense of balance and satisfaction. By focusing on what brings genuine happiness and meaning, we can reduce feelings of overwhelm and dissatisfaction. This shift also encourages a deeper connection with ourselves and those we care about. For example, someone who once dedicated endless hours to work-related tasks might choose to spend more time with family, finding greater joy in meaningful connections than in professional accolades. Similarly, a person who frequently attended social events out of obligation may instead opt for quieter moments of self-reflection or quality time with loved ones. A former executive who worked 60-hour weeks transitions to a part-time role, prioritizing afternoons spent with grandchildren. Someone who used to say yes to every invitation now reserves weekends for personal hobbies and relaxation. Conduct a personal inventory. Reflect on your daily activities and relationships. Which ones bring joy and fulfillment? Which ones feel draining or misaligned with your values? Identifying these patterns is the first step in reprioritizing your time. Learn to say no. Saying no can be challenging, especially if you're accustomed to pleasing others. However, declining obligations that don't align with your priorities is a crucial act of self-care. Practice saying no with kindness and firmness, understanding that every no is a yes to yourself. Embrace the evolving nature of priorities. Acknowledge that your priorities will shift over time, and that's okay. What mattered in your 20s or 30s may no longer hold the same significance. Embrace these changes as opportunities for growth and alignment with your current values. Focus on what brings joy. Dedicate time to activities and relationships that genuinely enrich your life. Whether it's spending time with loved ones, pursuing a hobby, or engaging in community work, ensure your actions reflect your true priorities. Simplify your life. Let go of commitments, possessions, or habits that no longer serve you. Simplifying your life creates space for what truly matters, reducing stress and increasing clarity. Shifting priorities is a natural and necessary part of aging. By reassessing how we spend our time and energy, we can focus on the things that bring us joy, fulfillment, and peace. This intentional approach to living allows us to align our actions with our values, creating a richer and more meaningful life. Instead of striving for busyness, we learn to prioritize balance and authenticity, finding deeper satisfaction in the choices we make. 3. Avoiding toxic relationships. Toxic relationships can stealthily erode your emotional well-being, deplete your energy, and create a sense of perpetual unease. These relationships, whether with family, friends, or colleagues, are often characterized by manipulation, criticism, and a lack of mutual respect. Avoiding toxic individuals is not an act of selfishness, but one of self-preservation and self-care. As we age, the realization that our time and emotional energy are finite becomes more apparent. Spending them on people who drain us rather than uplift us detracts from our ability to nurture healthier, more fulfilling connections. By distancing ourselves from toxic relationships, we reclaim control over our emotional and mental health, creating room for positivity and growth. Avoiding toxic relationships has profound effects on well-being. It reduces stress and anxiety, fostering a sense of emotional freedom and resilience. Cutting ties or setting boundaries with toxic individuals can lead to improved mental health and better relationships with those who genuinely support and care for you. For instance, stepping back from a manipulative family member who consistently undermines your confidence can restore your sense of peace and self-worth. Similarly, distancing yourself from a critical friend who perpetuates negativity allows space for connections that encourage and inspire. A person who frequently faces emotional manipulation from a family member establishes firm boundaries, leading to a healthier dynamic. An individual chooses to disengage from a friend whose constant criticism impacts their self-esteem, resulting in a sense of relief and empowerment. Identify toxic behaviors, reflect on your interactions with people in your life. Look for patterns of manipulation, criticism, or a lack of reciprocity. Understanding these dynamics is the first step toward addressing them. Set firm boundaries. Boundaries are essential for maintaining emotional health. Clearly communicate your limits, such as refusing to engage in arguments or redirecting conversations away from sensitive topics. Limit interactions. If someone consistently disregards your boundaries, reduce the amount of time you spend with them. Avoid situations where their behavior can affect you negatively. Cut ties when necessary. In cases where boundaries fail and the relationship remains toxic, consider ending the connection entirely. This decision, though difficult, is often the healthiest choice for both parties. Invest in uplifting relationships. Redirect your energy toward nurturing relationships that bring positivity and mutual support. Surround yourself with individuals who encourage your growth and respect your boundaries. Practice self-reflection. Evaluate how toxic relationships have affected you and what lessons you've learned. Use this insight to strengthen your ability to recognize and avoid similar dynamics in the future. Avoiding toxic relationships is not about rejecting others, it's about embracing yourself. It is an act of courage and self-love that prioritizes your well-being and fosters a life of peace and authenticity. By identifying toxic behaviors, setting boundaries, and making difficult but necessary choices to distance yourself when needed, you create space for healthier connections and personal growth. Choosing to focus on supportive, uplifting relationships allows you to thrive emotionally and mentally. The energy once spent navigating toxic dynamics can now be redirected toward meaningful connections and personal fulfillment, reinforcing the understanding that relationships should enhance, not detract from, your quality of life. 4. Choosing depth over breadth. In today's fast-paced world, success is often measured by numbers. How many friends you have, how busy your calendar is, or how many achievements you can claim. However, as we age, we begin to realize that quantity often pales in comparison to quality. Depth in our relationships and experiences brings a sense of fulfillment that superficial connections cannot provide. Aging allows us to step back and reassess the true value of our interactions. It becomes less about how many people we know and more about the strength and authenticity of the bonds we share. Focusing on fewer, more meaningful relationships can lead to a life that feels richer and more intentional. Deep relationships offer emotional security, joy, and a sense of belonging. A close bond with a trusted friend or family member can provide support during life's challenges, while shallow relationships often lack the depth required to sustain meaningful connection. By reducing time spent on superficial interactions, we gain the freedom to invest in relationships that truly matter. This shift allows us to live with greater authenticity and to foster connections that align with our values. A heartfelt conversation with a lifelong friend brings more satisfaction than attending a crowded party with acquaintances. Strengthening ties with a family member creates a sense of connection that far outweighs the fleeting joy of casual interactions. Evaluate your relationships. Reflect on your current connections and identify those that bring mutual joy, support, and understanding. Focus on nurturing these relationships. Let go of acquaintanceships that no longer add value. Release relationships that feel one-sided, draining, or no longer align with your values. This frees up emotional and mental energy for deeper connections. Prioritize quality time. Dedicate time to activities that strengthen your bonds with loved ones, such as regular catch-ups, shared hobbies, or meaningful conversations. Set intentional boundaries. Avoid spreading yourself too thin by saying no to obligations or gatherings that feel superficial. Instead, invest that time in the people who truly matter. Foster vulnerability in close relationships. Deep relationships thrive on trust and openness. Share your thoughts, feelings, and aspirations with those you value, and encourage them to do the same. Celebrate moments of connection. Cherish the small but significant moments, whether it's a phone call, a shared meal, or a walk with a friend. These experiences contribute to a deeper sense of fulfillment. Choosing depth over breadth is a conscious decision to focus on what truly enriches your life. By investing in meaningful relationships and letting go of superficial ones, you create a network of support and joy that sustains you through life's highs and lows. This approach not only strengthens emotional resilience, but also fosters a more intentional, rewarding way of living. In the end, the quality of your connections will leave a lasting impact, far beyond the fleeting interactions of a crowded social calendar. 5. Embracing solitude. Solitude is often misunderstood as loneliness, but it is far from it. While loneliness is an emotional state tied to the absence of connection, solitude is a deliberate choice to spend time with oneself. It offers a sanctuary for self-reflection, creativity, and inner peace. Solitude creates the space needed to recharge mentally and emotionally, away from the demands of social interactions. It fosters a sense of clarity, allowing you to reconnect with your inner self and focus on what truly matters. Through solitude, you gain the opportunity to nurture your growth and build emotional resilience. Time spent alone is an essential component of personal development. It helps you better understand your emotions, desires, and values. Solitude enhances self-awareness and encourages intentional living. By stepping back from the noise of daily life, you create room for creativity and innovation. Some of the greatest works of art, literature, and scientific breakthroughs have emerged from moments of solitude. This quiet time also strengthens your ability to handle challenges, fostering resilience and independence. Writers and thinkers like Virginia Woolf and Albert Einstein often credited solitude as a vital source of their creative inspiration. Regular meditation or journaling helps individuals uncover insights about their personal goals and emotions. Dedicate daily time to solitude. Set aside a specific time each day for solitude, whether through morning meditation, a quiet walk, or evening journaling. Practice mindfulness. Engage in mindfulness activities to focus on the present and better understand your thoughts and emotions. Create a comfortable space. Designate a peaceful area in your home for reflection and relaxation. This could be a cozy chair by a window or a space in nature where you feel calm. Use solitude for personal growth. Reflect on your goals, values, and aspirations during this time. Use it to assess whether your actions align with your desires. Foster creativity. Solitude can be a powerful source of inspiration. Use this time to engage in creative activities such as writing, painting, or brainstorming new ideas. Recharge emotionally and mentally. Step away from social obligations or digital distractions during your moments of solitude to fully recharge. Balance solitude with connection. Embrace solitude without isolating yourself. Use it as a foundation for self-awareness, which can enhance the quality of your relationships with others. Embracing solitude is not a withdrawal from the world, but an act of self-care and personal growth. It allows you to recharge, reflect, and reconnect with your true self. In the quiet moments of solitude, you find clarity, foster creativity, and build resilience. By making solitude a part of your daily life, you cultivate a deeper understanding of your emotions and desires, laying the foundation for a more intentional and fulfilling existence. 6. The power of saying no. Saying no is often perceived as selfish or inconsiderate, but in reality, it is one of the most empowering and self-respecting actions you can take. It allows you to protect your time, energy, and resources, reserving them for the people, activities, and goals that truly matter to you. By learning to say no, you avoid overcommitment and reduce stress, paving the way for a more balanced and fulfilling life. It's not about rejecting others, but about prioritizing your well-being and ensuring your actions align with your values. When you master the art of saying no, you create space for meaningful connections, personal growth, and mental peace. It fosters confidence by reinforcing boundaries and asserting control over your own life. Saying no enables you to focus on what matters most, leading to deeper relationships and a stronger sense of self-worth. It also helps prevent burnout, which often stems from trying to please everyone at the expense of your own needs. Personal goals: declining a social event, to work on a passion project, or to enjoy quality time with loved ones. Boundaries: politely refusing to take on additional tasks at work when your plate is already full. Self-care: saying no to invitations or obligations that drain your energy or don't align with your priorities. Reframe saying no. View saying no as a positive act of self-love and respect. Recognize that every no to something misaligned with your values is a yes to something that truly matters. Practice setting boundaries. Use clear and kind communication when setting boundaries. For example, say, "I appreciate the offer, but I need to focus on other priorities right now." Evaluate requests before agreeing. Before saying yes to a commitment, take a moment to assess whether it aligns with your goals and values. Ask yourself, does this serve my well-being or long-term aspirations? Start small. Begin with low-stakes scenarios, such as declining minor requests, to build confidence in asserting yourself. Plan your responses. Prepare polite but firm responses for common situations where you feel pressured to say yes. Understand your priorities. Reflect on your core values and goals. Use these as a guide to determine which commitments deserve your time and attention. Release the guilt. Remember, saying no is not selfish. It's an essential part of maintaining balance and respecting your boundaries. Saying no is a powerful skill that helps you live with intention and authenticity. It allows you to prioritize your well-being, focus on meaningful goals, and nurture deeper relationships. By practicing the art of saying no, you reclaim your time and energy, ensuring that they are spent in ways that bring you joy, fulfillment, and peace. Embrace this act of self-love and create a life aligned with your true values. 7. Letting go and moving forward. Letting go is an act of courage and self-compassion. It involves releasing the past, be it regrets, toxic relationships, or outdated identities that no longer serve your growth or happiness. This process isn't about erasing memories or experiences. It's about creating space for new opportunities and growth. By letting go, you free yourself from emotional weight, allowing yourself to live more intentionally in the present. It's a vital step toward healing, building resilience, and finding peace within yourself. Letting go helps you move beyond emotional pain and resentment, fostering healing and a sense of freedom. It allows you to embrace the present, unburdened by the chains of the past. It also encourages adaptability and resilience in the face of uncertainty. By releasing control over things you cannot change, you gain clarity and focus for the opportunities ahead. Releasing resentment, forgiving someone who wronged you, not for their sake, but to free yourself from the emotional burden. Self-forgiveness, accepting mistakes made in the past and viewing them as lessons for personal growth. Letting go of toxic relationships, choosing to distance yourself from individuals who drain your energy or hinder your growth. Practice forgiveness. Forgive others, not to excuse their behavior, but to release the hold they have on your emotions. Similarly, forgive yourself for past mistakes and recognize them as steps towards self-improvement. Focus on what you can control. Shift your energy toward things within your control, your actions, attitudes, and responses. Let go of the need to change situations or people beyond your influence. Embrace gratitude. Reflect on the lessons you've gained from past experiences. Gratitude for these lessons can help reframe negative emotions into positive growth opportunities. Let go. Gradually, understand that letting go is a process, not a single event. Take small steps, such as reducing contact with toxic individuals or journaling to process unresolved feelings. Accept uncertainty. Letting go often involves stepping into the unknown. Build trust in your ability to handle challenges and view uncertainty as a space for growth. Seek support if needed. If letting go feels overwhelming, consider seeking support from a trusted friend, mentor, or therapist. Their perspective can help guide you through the process. Letting go and moving forward isn't about erasing the past. It's about liberating yourself from its grip. By releasing regrets, toxic ties, and outdated beliefs, you make room for new growth and opportunities. This process allows you to live in the present with clarity and intention. It fosters emotional resilience, self-compassion, and a renewed focus on what truly matters. Embrace the courage to let go, and you'll find yourself stepping into a future filled with peace, purpose, and possibility. 8. A life of quality. As we age, our social circles naturally shrink. This narrowing of connections is not a loss, but an opportunity to focus on quality over quantity, fostering meaningful bonds and embracing the peace of solitude. A life centered on depth rather than breadth leads to greater fulfillment and authenticity. In this stage of life, meaningful relationships and intentional moments of solitude take center stage. Close relationships provide love, support, and inspiration, while solitude nurtures self-awareness and inner strength. Together, they form a balanced, harmonious life. Focusing on quality in relationships and experiences fosters a deep sense of connection and purpose. Meaningful relationships offer emotional security, support during challenges, and moments of shared joy. Equally important, moments of solitude provide an opportunity to reflect, recharge, and connect with your inner self. This balance between connection and quiet creates a life of intentional living, where time and energy are invested in what truly matters. Spending an afternoon with a close friend or family member, engaging in a meaningful conversation or shared activity, enjoying a peaceful moment with a cup of tea, reflecting on life's blessings in solitude. Creating traditions with loved ones that foster deeper connections and lasting memories. Dedicate time to loved ones. Prioritize spending time with those who genuinely enrich your life. Focus on deepening these bonds through meaningful conversations, shared experiences, and acts of love and care. Embrace the power of small moments. Savor the simple joys in life, a walk in nature, a quiet morning routine, or time spent on a beloved hobby. These moments, though small, contribute significantly to a sense of fulfillment. Balance connection with solitude. Create space in your schedule for moments of quiet reflection and self-care. Use this time to recharge emotionally and mentally, gaining clarity and peace. Let go of superficial relationships. Focus on nurturing connections that are reciprocal and meaningful. Release acquaintanceships or relationships that no longer add value to your life. Celebrate quality over quantity. Recognize that fewer, deeper connections often lead to a richer, more satisfying life. Choose quality interactions over the pursuit of social obligations or superficial engagements. A life of quality is about intentionality, investing time and energy into meaningful relationships and moments of solitude. By prioritizing depth over breadth, you create a life rich with connection, inner peace, and fulfillment. This stage of life offers the opportunity to live authentically, balancing the love of close relationships with the peace found in solitude. Together, they form the foundation for a life that is not just lived, but deeply felt, leaving a legacy of intentional, meaningful living. Conclusion. Life after 50 is a pivotal chapter, an opportunity to recalibrate and realign with what truly matters. By stepping away from unnecessary interactions, fostering meaningful connections, and embracing the peace of solitude, you create space for clarity, intention, and purpose. This stage is not about retreating from life, but about engaging with it in ways that are deeply fulfilling and authentic. Time and energy are finite resources, and their value grows as we age. By investing these resources wisely, in quality relationships, intentional actions, and moments of self-reflection, you create a life of depth and meaning. Choosing quality over quantity allows you to focus on what truly enriches your life, bringing balance and joy. Protect your time. Set firm boundaries to guard your time and energy. Learn to say no to obligations and relationships that don't align with your values. Recognize that every choice carries an opportunity cost, and prioritize what brings you peace and fulfillment. Cultivate meaningful connections. Dedicate time and energy to nurturing relationships that uplift and inspire you. Seek bonds that are built on trust, mutual respect, and genuine connection. Let go of toxic or superficial interactions that detract from your emotional well-being. Embrace solitude. Make space for regular moments of quiet reflection. Use this time to recharge, reconnect with your inner self, and gain clarity on your goals and desires. Solitude isn't loneliness, it's a sanctuary for growth and creativity. Life after 50 is a time to live with intention, focusing on what truly matters and creating a life that feels balanced and authentically your own. By prioritizing depth, both in your relationships and your daily experiences, you pave the way for a meaningful and enriching future.